Okay, so this one was kind of hard for me to really put my finger on because I wanted to do a really high-end luxury neighborhood tour to just hit all the best places. But the more that I think about it, we've done a bunch of them already. Northwest Crossing, Discovery West, Awbrey Butte. But when I really think about it, there are quite a few that we haven't touched on at all that are like really crazy high-end places. So today, that's what we're gonna talk about. This is a collection of some of the highest and most luxury neighborhoods, and if you caught our gated one, these ones are not so gated. Welcome to Bend, Oregon's luxury scene. But maybe don't just go, poking around the neighborhoods because they're, pretty high end and people might get upset. Just a tip there. Anyway, let's go check them out. Now, Awbrey Butte has been around a long time and is arguably the first luxury neighborhood in Bend. Some people are probably gonna be upset that I said that, but whatever, it's my channel, I'll say what I want. Awbrey Butte is on Awbrey Butte. Now, Awbrey Butte is the hill in town. If you're looking for views of anything, you need to be on a hill. This is that hill. Plus, since it is a little bit older, all the lot sizes are quite a bit bigger, which means that, you've got a little more space and, most people are looking for something like that. And you can also have much bigger homes out here. Now, the hill has a really nice mix of kind of desertscape on the west side and tall forests up top and on the east side, basically. And there's wildlife all over the place, which is actually really cool. It's actually more than you would think. I mean, there's deer everywhere. Now, yes, some of the homes are dated because, again, this neighborhood started back in the 80s. But like any older neighborhood, some of the homes have been completely remodeled and updated and look fantastic. And there are also some homes in here that have just been built because the lots have just been sitting for years and years. And there are some absolutely stunning homes up here. Tell you what, if you want to know more about Awbrey Butte, you should probably check out this tag right up there because we already did a whole neighborhood tour on Awbrey Butte exclusively. Albeit that today the weather's a little nicer. Northwest Crossing. Now, yep, this one shouldn't be a surprise that it's on this list, although it's probably a little earlier on in the list than many may think if we were going from least luxury to most luxury. But surprisingly enough, this is not a super high-end luxury neighborhood. I say super high-end. I mean, it's definitely a very, very nice neighborhood. In fact, I don't want to make anybody upset. In fact, the reason it's on this list is because there are homes in here in the million and multi-million dollar range, but more so than that, it's just a fantastic, amazing neighborhood. Aesthetically, amenity-wise, architecturally speaking, I mean, it really does have it all. The parks, the shops, the homes themselves, they're amazing. I mean, it's just the envy of every master planned neighborhood across the entire country, really. Yes, we've also done a few other neighborhood tours already on Northwest Crossing, so you can check those out right up here. And we've also toured some of these incredible homes and done some of our video tours. So if you'd like to see what some of the insides of these homes look like, you can check those other tags right up over here. All right, moving on. Now, Discovery West is the new kid in town, right? I mean, it's only been around for a few years, but boy, the homes they're building in here are just incredible. It's built by the same developers as Northwest Crossing, and since they kind of got the formula right with Northwest Crossing, they just basically duplicated it here. So basically, it's kind of like Northwest Crossing's little sister. Now, you know how like the little sisters come along and they're sweet and they're cute and they get all the parents' attention for a while? That's definitely what's going on here because, I mean, the builders, the developers, they're doing a fantastic job here. The architectural designs are off the charts. Even the property values are going up so quickly because it's such a desirable neighborhood. Now, eventually, they'll have sort of a core downtown area here as well, and it's actually gonna be just back that way. Look, we're gonna drop some updates on Discovery West. We've been doing a few over the years. We're gonna drop another one here pretty quick, so be on the lookout for that one. Whoa! We've already talked about 3 of the top 6 most luxury neighborhoods in Bend. And before we get to the next 3, we just want to take a second to say thank you so much for watching, and to remember that if you are thinking of buying or selling real estate here in the area, my team and I would love to be your real estate resource of choice. Feel free to stalk us down in the description because that's how you're going to get our contact information. We'd love to hear from you. Back to the tour. Next up, Shevlin Commons. Now, this neighborhood just never ceases to amaze me. I mean, I've only been in here maybe a handful of times, but gosh, it is just awesome. The neighborhood is right on the edge of Shevlin Park, right on the westernmost edge of town. Like literally, Shevlin Park's right there. If you can see a tree in the background, that's Shevlin Park. So nature is your backyard. Now, this isn't a huge neighborhood like Discovery West, Northwest Crossing. There are only 66 homes in here, 66 home sites in here. And the homes are on relatively small lot sizes. That's because of the 76 acres that they used to create this neighborhood, 44 acres of it has again been basically split off to use as sort of a natural area. It's almost like a natural easement surrounding the neighborhood. There's a mix of home styles in here, but from what I've personally seen and experienced, there's a lot of very modern, very modern homes in here. Contemporary, modern, and it's truly stunning in here. In fact, we did a home tour of one of the homes that were listed in here not too long ago, a few months ago. You'll probably be able to see it on a tag that pops up here sooner or later. There you go, Shevlin Commons. You know what's interesting? Actually, it's not, the more I think about it. As we get higher and higher up into these neighborhoods, they get, more expensive and more expensive. They come with more land. I don't know why I thought that was interesting when I first said that. It's not actually interesting, it's kind of obvious. Treefarm. So this particular piece of land, it's called Treefarm because it was actually one of the first chunks of land in all of Central Oregon to be farmed or really logged when the mills first opened down in the old mill like 100 years ago, over 100 years ago. And it's funny that it's changed hands through a few different owners, but it was still actually farmed or logged as early back or as frequently as 1990. But now, it's a really cool neighborhood. So Treefarm borders the Deschutes National Forest and Shevlin Park. And at 533 acres and only 50 home sites, you might think that these lots are about 10 acres each, right? But they're not. They're only 2 acres each. And what that did is that freed up over 400 acres of this land to just be left natural and untouched. So what we have here is a wide open area with some parts that are kind of meadowed in that high desert kind of scape, and some that are kind of tucked back in the trees where it's more forested. And I tell you what, it's amazing out here. So this is a newer development, and lots were open for purchase back in 2016. Well, the lots all sold out in 2017. Didn't take long. And so homes weren't actually finished for a few years because they didn't really get started in building on them. And sometimes when they're this big, it takes a little bit longer to go through permits. But now we have a pretty wide assortment of homes in here, and they are spectacular. I mean, I've only been in a few, but I've seen plenty of photos. So anyway, Treefarm kind of has its own thing going on. I mean, it's a very exclusive neighborhood. You hear somebody lives in Treefarm and it's like, oh yeah. Honestly, Westgate is a very similar story in that it borders Shevlin Park and kind of the Deschutes National Forest, and it's a brand new neighborhood, really. I mean, they only started selling lots in here just like, I don't know, maybe 3 years ago, I guess. I don't know, I feel like maybe I was wearing a mask when I went on the original tour, so yeah, it was probably COVID time. Anyway, there's like 300 acres here, and what is that? What is it? What is going on here? So, I mean, that's why this neighborhood's the GOAT. Okay, sorry about the GOAT segment there. That was a surprise. With over 300 acres and 84 lots here that were for sale by the developer. In fact, all of them are sold except for I think 3. All of the lots here range in size from about 2.5 to about 5 acres. Now, because of kind of the topography here, there's a good variation between forested lots on the, eastern side, and then some kind of high desert, kind of plain style lots here on the west side. Almost all of which over here have spectacular mountain views. It's just incredible. Now the thing is, because of prices doing what they've done here in Central Oregon over the last, 2 or 3 years, and this being some of the most available dirt, at least it was before it was all sold out, in all of Central Oregon at the time, the prices here have gone up incredibly. I mean, you're talking about a piece of dirt alone for about $1 million. Now, I don't say this to gripe about, the price of homes and and of stuff, the dirt here. I mean, it is what it is. But really, I illustrate that so that you can understand that the homes that are being built on a piece of land, that the land itself is $1 million, well, you can kind of extrapolate how amazing the homes are here. Simply driving through this neighborhood is like watching an all-star episode of Cribs. You know what I mean? I mean, look at this house right here. You can see straight through it, like it's Tony Stark's house or something. All right, folks, thanks so much for coming on this tour today. I had a lot of fun. Look, if you haven't subscribed yet, what do I have to do? Look, just hit the subscribe button. You know that's what we're looking for. Also, you can go ahead and hit the like and leave us a comment. I know, I can't remember the last video I necessarily liked either. Not that I don't like the video, it's not something I do. So for me, please like the video. That helps the whole almighty algorithm. And of course, remember, if you are looking to buy or sell real estate here in the local area, my team and I would love to be your resource of choice. You can go ahead and stalk us down in the description below and find our contact information. We'd love to hear from you. Bye! I mean, that's why this neighborhood's the GOAT.